Good evening again. Today is still Sunday, August 4th, 2024. Back, I was able to get 3 episodes in. Back with my final episode of the day before I go to bed. And get up in the morning around 3 and start taking the rest of this stuff for my prep. And the colonoscopy is scheduled at 9. So, it is what it is. Thank y'all for tuning in. I really appreciate it. And as I've been sitting here, my mind just been turning. So as far as topics, I wrote some stuff down, future topics where I ain't gotta think about what I'm gonna talk about today. It just comes. So here's another one. And we know the state that the world is in, America, the country, the world, is like Rome is burning, as the saying goes. And you look around, the economy is in the tank. The stock market just crashed a couple of days ago, was Friday. If you don't look for it yourself, and you have people like me and other people that bring it to your attention, you would have never known, other than if you got stocks or whatever, your 401k, you might have known they took a hit. Who knows? But you haven't heard anything about it, like on the main stage. Something that big should have been touted all around all the news media, but they didn't. Because it's an election year, and the people that control the news media are the same people that's for the Democrat liberal agenda. So therefore, they can't make the Democrats look bad by telling the truth. Can't make Biden look bad by telling the truth, what's going on. So they either lie or don't say nothing at all. They ain't gonna tell the truth. That's what I'm for. So we look around, the economy's in the tank, as we all know. Most of us know. Some people claim everything good because they doing good, but we ain't talking about them people. Let them, shoot fly. We talking about the people in reality. The mass amount of people know it ain't good. We ain't got to keep saying that. We know it ain't good, right? Then we got these immigrants steady flooding across the board. It ain't like it stopped. It's steady flooding across the border. Nobody doing nothing about it. We got Russia over here doing maneuvers outside of Cuba. Battleships and shit like that. Nobody talking about it. We got cyber attacks going on right now, shutting down computer systems for major companies, including the port where I get my loads out of, the Port of Mobile. They had computer issues a couple of Mondays ago. Everything was shut down. They couldn't get loads out because the computers were hacked. Major network shutdowns. Quiet as a mouse. Ain't heard nothing about it. We got so much trouble in the world, as in Tupac's gonna say, can't nobody feel your pain. So much trouble, and you're looking around at what's going on like, is anybody supposed to be doing anything about this? Imagine you living next door in your home, and the house next door just caught on fire. It's burning. It's just burning. And you look and you know that any minute now, you're going to hear them sirens with the fire truck on their way. You even call them, no answer. Somebody got to call the fire department. I know somebody called them. I know. But you call the fire department. 911, 911, you wait. Nobody answered. Like, damn, did I call the right number? 911. Hey, what's the number to 911? What's the number to 911? Because I just dialed 911 and it didn't answer. What's the number to 911? Oh, 911. Let me dial again, 911. No answer. The house next door on fire. You just knowing the fire department gonna be here any minute now. You looking around. Where they at? All I got out here is the water hose. You go get your little water hose and you start ain't doing nothing. As far as us out here trying to fix it ourselves without the resources, without the government backing, without no help. That's just like us getting a little water hydrant, trying to put out that house burning down. Instead of the ones who's supposed to be putting the fire out, they ain't on where they at? What you going to, big boy? I'm glad you asked. Has anybody seen Joe Biden put out an all PB, what you call it, APB for the President of the United States? Tell him Big Ward said, and Big Ward subscribers said, times is hard, the country is in the shitter, we're in trouble, send help. We need help down here. Where you at? I just sent out and the way it is now, it look like I might have sent out with them little telegram things that you do on Matt Dillon and them Gunsmoke. See, that's the kind of communication we got now. Where is our fearless leader? See, we are here bickering about the election, Trump, Kamala, which happens in November. And whoever wins, whether it be Trump or Kamala, they won't take power until January. So what the fuck are we supposed to do in between time? The house is on fire now. We can't wait 2 weeks for them to get new fire trucks. And then they'll come put no. What are we doing in between time? We waiting on the election for somebody to come run the country. Who running it now? Can somebody educate me, please? Enlighten me? Where's Joe Biden? Where's the President of the United States? All right, we got Kamala Harris running for president. She's just a vice president now. Is there anything she can do? Can somebody do something? Our economy is steady. Stock market is, as we talked about last night with Damon and what have you, about stocks are crashing. It's not good. I don't tell people to be scared. We don't do fear over here. But if I was to tell you at any time to be scared, now's the time. Because we're on a runaway train. America right now is a runaway train. We don't know where that somebody's going to stop. We don't know how it's going to stop. We don't know if it's going to jump the track. That's how it's going to stop. We don't know if it's going to run into a building. We don't know how we're going to jump off this son bitch while it's going 70 miles an hour. What are we going to do? America is a runaway train right now. We don't have a conductor. We don't have a pilot. We don't have a captain of the ship. We don't have anything. We just going up. We just getting tossed about in the waves. We in turbulence in the plane. And the captain, he Snoop Dogg on Soul Plane. What are we gonna do? What can we do? We know we in trouble. We know things are messed up. We know somebody need to do something, but who? The problems that we're facing right now, who's working on them? Who's passing legislation right now? What is Congress doing? What is the Senate doing? Have y'all heard anything about any legislation being passed? Any bills being passed? Sent up to the president for the president to sign? Or either he can't sign shit. He don't know if he's going or coming. Maybe I need to do a little more research, I guess, because I have to dig deeper. Maybe y'all have seen something I haven't seen. I'm looking for, how when on normal days, normal times, you would hear about Congress debating on this, the Senate debating on this. They just passed the bill. They just put forth this bill. They just put forth that bill. They just sent this up to the president to be signed. When the last time y'all heard about anything like that? Who's governing right now in America? Not just the president, the Senate, the House. What's going on? Are they on vacation? What the hell is going on with our country? Who's in charge? Who's running anything? Am I missing something? If I'm missing something, if y'all know something that's been going on with Big War, they just passed the bill the other day that's going to do this, that, put it in the comment section so I know, so I can stop worrying. Because as far as I know, they ain't doing nothing from the president, Congress, nobody. We just focusing on the election, Trump and Harris, but what about what's going on before the election? What are we doing? Who's addressing what just happened with the stock market? Who's addressing with the ever-rising inflation? I live in an apartment, right? I make pretty decent money, but I ain't stupid. So I just said, you know what, because I want a dog, and in my apartment we can't have a dog. And my son like dogs. His mom scared of dogs. My son want a dog. I had a dog when I was growing up. So I want my son to have the same experience too. I love animals, I love dogs. I want my son to have a dog, right? So I want to move into a house. I don't want to buy one right now because I think it's going to be it's going to be another crash. So I don't want to buy a home right now. I want to wait till the housing market crash where you can get a house for about $35, $40. Y'all out here buying these high-priced homes with these overinflated prices that can't last. It can't last. Y'all have to have a home right now. Do what you want to do. Hey, I ain't no financial advisor. Do what you want to do. We talking about Damon come Wednesday. But hey, so I was gonna rent. I was looking. A friend of mine on Facebook. She owned houses, she rent them, what have you. She investor, whatever you call them. But they don't really own the house. They just took out some kind of way you can go to the bank. The real estate, flip real estate, did that and the other, have you really thinking you're Donald Trump, some type of real estate mogul. So what they do is they go find a bank to get their credit real high, what have you, they work on their credit. So they go buy homes and fix them up and rent them out. But they getting bust in the head for their interest rates and the high prices they got to pay. So they got to jack up their prices in order to make a profit off the house they just got ripped off for. So, a friend of mine had a house she put up for rent today on Facebook. So I inboxed her, what have you, how much? And it's a 4-bedroom, which I don't need nothing that big, no way, but it just happened to be a friend of mine, and I figured, see what she's talking about. 4-bedroom, like 2 baths. I don't need nothing that big. I'm by myself. But she said $2,200. 22 in Mobile, Alabama. This ain't California. This is Mobile, Alabama, where the average median income is $35,000 a year. The average person in Mobile making, I think it's the one up to $40,000 a year. We still at $40,000 a year average income in Mobile, Alabama. But the cost of living at one time made up for that because, we didn't make but 40, but our 40,000 was like 80 or 90 in New York. So even though we was averaging 40,000 here, the cost of living was so low that what $40,000 was the same as making 90 or whatever in New York or what have you. We had the same buying power with 40,000 as somebody in New York had with 90,000. That's how it balance out. So when I say don't let it scare you today, they don't make but 40,000, they down there riding on horses. No, our 40,000 was good at one time. But now, inflation, the prices went up so high that where 40,000 is like 15,000 now. You can't have $2,200 a month rent in an area where the average income is 40,000. You can't be that's what? A $40,000 a year job is like $800 a week, I think, let me see. Gross, somewhere up in there. $800 to $850 a week gross. If I give or take a few. That's what 40,000 is. So, $800 a week gross times 4 weeks, that's $3,200 a month gross. So $800 a week, $850, we're going at the high end, $850 a week. After taxes, depending on how your tax bracket, this is going to say $600. Between $600 and $650 a week, bring home. Depending on how your taxes is, you got 401k, deduction, child support, all that shit. We're gonna say somebody with no child support with average deductions. If you grossing $850 a week, you probably bring home like, let's say $650. That's $2,600 a month. Bring home. She wants $2,200 a month just for rent. The math ain't mathing. You might say, well, Big Wall, you don't need a 4-bedroom house. Okay. I got another friend of mine that do the same thing. He's a real estate investor. 2-bedroom, 1 bath. A basic average size house just right for me. I asked him how much he want. He said $1,600 a month. For just a basic nothing special. No big yard, schools, and none of that. Basic. What would have been $7 somewhere now a month 2-3 years ago, he said 16. With no smile on his face. $1,600 a month for a 2-bedroom. I said, I'll stay in my apartment for right now. That's just rent. That's not including utilities, none of the other stuff you gotta have. Food, child support, there ain't none of that. Rent, $1,600 a month, Mobile, Alabama, 2-bedroom house if you ain't on Section 8. So, somebody making 32, if you bring her home, let me see, $2,600 a month, $40,000 a year job, you bring home, you might be bringing home 26 if you ain't got child support and all that. Like I said, it's without child support, $2,600 a month, and you talking about $1,600 a month in rent. The math ain't mathing. So therefore, I told y'all on the live last night, I'm seeing more and more people in the tent cities where the homeless people live at, the community, the homeless community. They got their own little sections of town now, and it's so bad that you remember once upon a time the cops would round up the homeless people, take them to jail. They don't do that no more. They don't bother. It's done got too bad. We can't arrest all these people. Just being homeless ain't a crime. We can't just be arresting these people because they ain't got nowhere to live. Especially in the time we're living in now, where there's gonna be more and more people in that situation. And some of them would rather probably go to jail. So the cops know that, so they don't bother the tent city people, the homeless people, they leave them alone. When once upon a time they used to, hey, y'all can't do this. You gotta move. They don't do that, they don't bother. That's the time we live in. They don't bother the tent city people. Leave them alone. We can't hold them. We can't fill the jails up with people just because they're homeless. They loitering, whatever. So it's gonna be more and more that, as I told you, I rode seeing people in tent cities outside with cars parked there like it's a parking lot, sleeping in cars with the rest of the homeless folks. Probably got jobs and everything, have to get up and go to work. They over here by the truck stop, they're going to take showers in the truck stop. Living like a guy I follow, I subscribe to his channel, Van Man, which he ain't got to. He just doing it out of choice, save money, plenty of money, what have you. More and more people are doing what you call van life. Can't afford to rent. Can't afford to own a home. So they just get a van or a house, an SUV, what have you, still working. They ain't unemployed, they ain't on drugs, they ain't alcoholics, just can't afford to live the normal life. A house, bills, kids, all that type of stuff. They can't afford that. How you gonna pay $1,600 a month rent if you only bring it home $2,600, $2,700 a month? I'm waiting. So therefore, the homeless population, the homeless percentage is about to go skyrocket. People that never thought they would be homeless. And I'm grinding and working and busting my ass trying to make sure I ain't one of them. Trying to make as many good decisions as I possibly can to try to make sure I ain't one of them. At the time, it get harder and harder and harder, and we ain't got nobody doing nothing to address these problems. Nobody bringing solutions. We have a president that we haven't seen or heard from. At least I haven't. Maybe I'm missing something. I don't watch a whole lot of TV, but I'm on here all the time. I'm on Facebook all the time. That's a news source. People always reporting shit on Facebook, Instagram, what have you, Twitter. For the people that ain't sitting around the house watching TV all day, there's still ways to find out that Joe Biden said this, Joe Biden did this, Trump said this. So we can find out all that other stuff. So therefore, somebody give me some news, some information on where Joe Biden at. While Rome is falling. While America is falling down, somebody tell us where our president is, please. What is he doing? Have you heard anything? Have you heard anything from Joe Biden? Have you heard anything from Joe Biden? Oh man, I ain't heard nothing. What about you? No, I ain't heard nothing, big boy. Them folks said they ain't heard nothing from Joe Biden either. Have y'all heard anything? When y'all hear something, let me know. Because rent out here in Mobile, Alabama, ranging from $1,600 to $2,200 to $3,000 a month. Well, you got people that ain't bringing home $3,000 a month. Where the hell they gonna live at? Y'all think of the game, don't you? Like I was telling you about the women talking about they ain't going 50-50 with no man. I do bad by myself. I struggle by myself. Watch how that tune change real soon. It's easy to talk that shit when you ain't in that situation right now. What you ain't gonna do. It's easy to talk about what you ain't gonna do until the shit hit the fan. Watch how they finna change that tune, fella, that they ain't going 50-50 shit. Rent out here $2,200 a month. If you ain't on Section 8, 50-50 gonna start sounding real good to them. Anybody seen Joe Biden? Let me go to bed. Get it, got it good. Bye.